I'm dead in the middle of my spring cleaning. Listen, it's probably gonna take me until about New Year's of 2025 before I finish. But nonetheless, I am finding a lot of crafting things that I have bought and haven't used. I found these kitchen stencils a couple of weeks ago. Now, in my mind, these were chalk couture stencils. So I found my chalk couture paste and I set about getting ready to do some chalk couture. Nonetheless, these are not chalk couture. I have some in this house somewhere. I just haven't found it yet. But these are just regular spray paint stencils, which you can see I used to spray paint. Got me to thinking I wanted some, so I looked them up. I saw a lot of beautiful ones, but I didn't see exactly what I wanted. So I'm getting ready to show you how to make some. I did a lot of research for a couple of weeks, looked at a lot of different videos, and they're basically the same thing. So I'm going to tell you what you need, and then we're going to get started. So you're going to need some mesh, and I just got this silk screen mesh from Amazon. It's very cheap. All of this, I don't know, probably like $9. You're gonna need some heat and bond. I used some wax paper, some permanent vinyl. This is 651. This is the only time I will tell you that I really wish I had a Cricut Easy Press for this. This heat and bond is actually glue, so that's what it is. It melts that quick, so I'm not able to use my heat press. I have a real big heat press, and I just didn't want to ruin anything, so I've got my handy dandy iron out. And you can do this with iron because heat and bond, definitely use it for iron, for sewing. And I do have my handheld one for a small one. I am going to definitely look into getting me a easy press or something like it. For projects like this, I absolutely love this. So, nonetheless, let's get started. Be right back. Hey y'all, hey YouTube channel and my Facebook group CCBAB. Okay, again, I am pointing my camera at my computer because I'm not actually teaching you anything in the computer. I'm just showing you that I'm going to get ready to cut my vinyl. I decided just to do it this way. If I'm going to teach you how to do a design or something, I absolutely go into taping it the opposite way, another way. So what I'm going to do right now, I got my design here. It's all over the place. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to hit make it. Okay, once I hit make it, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to switch the way this is set up. I don't like the way Cricut has it set up. So I'm going to rearrange it. Let's see what's on this second one. Okay. So I'm going to take the conversion chart and I'm going to put that on the second one. So you can move it by highlighting it, hitting them 3 dots up there, and I'm going to move the object. That's where it's currently at. I want to move it to right here. I'm going to hit confirm. It comes up right here. Let me straighten this up. Okay, I'm also going to take this conversion, so I'm going to move it. So, take this conversion, I'm going to move that. Here. Okay, and let's just straighten this up. And all I'm doing is putting it in a way that I want it so that when I go ahead and make this couture, stencil that I'll be able to cut around it. I don't want them exactly how Cricut does that to save vinyl. I actually want a little pull around mine because I'm new at this, okay? So there we go. We got it set up when we have it ready. On this, it doesn't matter what color vinyl you make. You know, the regular Couture ones, or I have a couple of them that I found, are this color, but you can make this any color you want. So I suggest you just make it one of them colors you have that you do not use. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this. Well, get it ready for cutting. I'm not ready to cut it yet, but I got it ready for cutting. Now let's go to the step and get ready to make our stencil. So we're gonna prepare back to the table. We go. Our 651 to cut out our stencil. So the first thing we're gonna do. Let me adjust this camera. I apologize. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna get the vinyl ready. So I have my Cricut pad here, but this vinyl is the exact same inches as that, so that's not gonna be right. I'm gonna attempt to do a whole sheet because I have a lot of designs that I want to do. So I'm just gonna put that Teflon sheet right there. You're gonna put your vinyl down, and you don't have to use a whole sheet. You can do a small one. So here's a small one that I did. The only other one that I did this one this morning. So you don't have to do the full sheet. However, I'm going to attempt it. That's why I said I wish I had an easy press, but I do have my iron. Turn your iron on. It should be about 280 degrees. If you're doing something small, this will definitely work. I'm definitely looking to give me an easy press. So you're going to have your vinyl. Let me put this back. So I have my vinyl, and you're going to get your vinyl. You're going to put a piece of heating bond on it, the size of your image. Make it a little bit smaller than the vinyl because when you go to press it, again, this is glue. So if it's hanging outside the vinyl, it's going to stick. So when you do your heating bond, you put the rough edge down first and iron on the side with the paper. And once we do that, we're going to cut it out. Then we're going to adhere the mesh to the heating bond after it's cut. So I hope I'm going to be able to do this with this iron. If you have an easy press, or if you're going to attempt to use your heat press, and I think you can definitely do this portion with your heat press, it's going to be 280 degrees. It says 3 to 5 seconds, but I did mine for about 10 seconds just to make sure that it was completely adhered to the 651, y'all. I'm trying to make sure that it's won't be hanging out. So this is the point where we're going to use the wax paper. So I'm going to envelop it in the wax paper, okay? So I just took it and stuck it between the pages of the piece of wax paper. I had to use 2 pieces of wax paper because I'm using this whole sheet. Now again, 280 degrees is what is recommended. And I'm going to flip mine upside down. Hopefully I did it real soft, that I didn't move anything. That is still outside. So we're going to do 280 degrees for about 10 seconds. So I'm going to be moving mine around on here. I'm going to go ahead and put that paper over there. So for my iron, this just got numbers on it. So this is where I'm going to actually use my thermometer, my infrared one. So let me get my temperature, because this thing was getting really hot. Okay, so I'm going to have to turn it up. I'm going to get it at 280, and I'll be right back and show you what we're going to do. Okay, so my heat press is reading about 78 right now. So it's about ready. I don't know if you can see that. Probably not. So what I'm going to do, I don't know if this is a good idea to try to do it with this iron for this big piece, but nonetheless, this part will be pretty easy to do it because this part still has the backing on it. However, the part with the mesh, I might have to cut it apart for that. But we're going to roll on with it. I'm going to go ahead and press. You're going to press for approximately 10 seconds. And what you're doing is getting the heat bond to stick to the top of the vinyl. I flipped mine upside down, so I'm working from the back of the vinyl. I think I taught you that. And heat bond, I use this all the time, so. But I usually have another piece of material on the other side. So we're just going to try to press it down. If you are using an iron, make sure you do not have on your steam. No water in there, no steam. Again, this part you can probably put it in your heat press for 10 seconds. I didn't even think about that, so. Especially if you have a big one and you don't have an easy press. I just looked up some on Amazon and they're not that expensive. If I decide to do this a lot, I'll go ahead and buy one. I saw one for 50 bucks. Not Cricut Easy Press, but same difference. Seeing as how this is probably the only thing I use it for. Okay, I'm gonna make sure this is stuck down. I'm going to run the iron over it a couple more times. If you'll see, you can kind of see where I didn't press it enough. You'll be able to see when it turns kind of translucent. So I'm going to do it one more time right around the middle. Again, this part you can do again because you have that paper on there. However, the second part, it would only be like 2 seconds. What I do with my paper? I'm sticking my iron sticking to the I don't want my iron to stick to that wax paper. I'm not a wax paper user. I know a lot of people use it, but I haven't figured it out. Every time I use it, it feels like it's sticking to the iron. It doesn't, but it just doesn't move smooth for me. So I'd rather put the wax paper, then put the butcher paper on top of it. Okay, so we should be good. Now we're going to get ready to cut it on the Cricut. However, this is glue. I'm just making sure. So you shouldn't have to do it that much. Again, 10 seconds on the heat press or 10 seconds straight pressure should be enough. This is big, so I was kind of going back and forth on it. Now we're good. Okay, so I got to allow this to completely cool. Reason being, this is ink. I mean, not ink. This is glue. You don't want it to start slipping because it's warm, so it's still a move. You don't want it to start slipping when you're putting it on your on your Cricut to cut it. So we're gonna let this completely cool. You don't want to feel no hot spots on it. So I'm gonna let this cool about 5 minutes and I'll be back. It's completely cool. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put it in my Cricut. Give me a second. I'm using one hand. So I have it on my Cricut. I have a maker, so I'm going to go ahead and set the material. If you have Explorer 2, you'll have the knob right there. Okay, on my maker, I'm going to be using the light cardstock. You will want to test it on whatever machine you're using, your maker, your Explorer, your Cameo. You would want to test it before you cut your whole design out, I would just do the same steps that I'm doing now, but just get you a shape and do a little small shape so you can make sure it cuts. You want to cut through the heat and bond and the vinyl. So mine is set, I'm going to do light cardstock. It depends on your machine. It depends on your blade. So there's a lot of variables. And making the test cut is the best thing. You should always do this prior to starting a new project. When you use new vinyl or cutting new material, always get in the habit of doing a test cut. We're blinking and ready to go. Yes, I had to tape my stuff down. I need to clean my mats. We're just gonna allow this maker to do what it do. Okay, now we are almost finished. Let's grab this. They will be cutting grass on my day I'm trying to do something, okay? So now we're gonna be doing the weeding. The thing about weeding when you're doing this is just like etching. I see I got a little rough edges, but it looks like it's gonna be okay. This is just like etching. So what you're going to want to weed away, the negative space is going to be what you actually want to paint in. So, for instance, I want, let's see, I can't even see what's on. Okay, open 24 hours right here. Normally, if I'm using vinyl, I want to leave the open 24 hours and take away the rest of the vinyl. This is the exact opposite. I'm going to weed out that part, and I'm going to leave the rest. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to weed this whole sheet, and I'll be right back. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take off the backing. And this just the backing to the heat and bond. That way I can see what I'm doing because of this white, this color. I can't see nothing. And don't worry about messing nothing up because I'm not messing with the vinyl or anything. I'm just taking off the backing. All of the backing got to come off. So, ain't none of it going to be left on there. It's all going to come off. If you have little letters, make sure you get all that paper off. Make sure you can see that you get every piece of this backing off. Like I told you, when I pulled the big piece off, all the backing's got to come off because it's covering the glue. I just wanted to put that in there. Okay, back to weeding. Okay, I got it. Let's talk about how this yellow was not the right color. Look, I just realized I want to get something darker so I'll be able to see this paper. I've been looking at this for the last about 30 minutes to make sure I got all the paper off. I think I do. Now, we're almost finished with our dang on stencil. Let me tell you what we got to do next. I'm going to go ahead and turn you down. Now, I have my stencil prepared. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to put the silk screen on here. However, I'm going to actually cut the elements apart, and I'm going to tell you why. When I put this silk screen on here, I'm going to cut a piece of silk and put on here. Then I'm going to apply the heat so that the ink will, the glue will melt and stick to this silk screen. This only takes about 2 to 3 seconds. So I have an iron. I'm not gonna be able to hit the whole thing at 2 to 3 seconds, and I'm gonna have it in this wax paper. If it stick to the wax paper, I'm gonna have to do my best to get the wax paper off of the silk screen. It won't ruin it, but it'll be a whole lot of mess trying to wash it and scrape it off. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this into different elements. because it's different pieces of different hello. So we are almost there. I just want to pop in here while I'm cutting these pieces apart to thank you for watching this video. If you are enjoying this video, go ahead and hit the thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. If you are not subscribed to the channel, I'm not sure why, but just in case you are not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that red subscribe button below. Please hit the bell, ding, 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 so you'll be notified when I upload new videos. Y'all, thank you so much. We're almost there. I am loving these chalk couture stencils. I might put them all over the house, really, but I hope you enjoyed it. This is very low cost. You will notice a difference between the ones you're doing and the ones you buy. Personally, the ones I did are stronger than the ones I bought. The ones I bought were cheaper. The cheapest ones I saw on Amazon, it was like $9. I bought them maybe a year or so ago. When you make these, they will probably cost you, I did a that 12 by 12, and I think it was like 4 or 5 on there. They probably, per stencil, probably didn't cost me no more than 50 cents. So look at the value. A cheap one on Amazon, $9.99. One I make 50 cents. So if it happens to pull apart, I don't have to sit at home mad as heck going to run to wherever I bought them at and wait on them to send it to me. If it happens to pull apart, because I did pull one apart of the ones that I made this time on this video, all I did was go to Cricut and make it and make another one. So I'm enjoying this chalk couture. I hope you are too. Now let's get back to this video and finish this dang on stencil. Thank you. And now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna do them. You're gonna take a piece of the mesh screen. I just cut me a piece. What I do with it? Is that it? Okay, yeah. So you're gonna cut a piece that will fit your image. Okay. I'll go ahead and cut that off. Now this is the part that only takes about 3 seconds. You don't want it no longer than that, because you don't want it to stick to this wax paper. You don't want the screen, because that's going to be ink, and this is screen, so it's going to come through it. You don't want it to stick to that wax paper. So what I'm going to do is put that screen on there. Make sure I smooth it out really good. I had wrinkles in my last one. That's why I'm saying that. With my first one, which was my last one I made. So I put that screening on there. I'm going to get that wax paper. And I'm only going to do this for about 3 seconds at 280. Okay. Just enough to adhere it on there. That screening on there. And I think I'm going to do this one upright because I'm going to want to pull this wax paper off. And I ain't got time to be flipping it over. Okay, so here we go. Sandwich it between. Soon as I take this iron off, I'm going to open up this wax paper and get it off of there because I don't want it to stick on there. If it stick on there, it's not ruined, but you're going to have to wait till it cool off, then do water and all kind of crazy stuff. Me, I would just do it over myself. So I'm just going to take it and I'm going to stick it on there. 1, 2, 3, Mississippi. Okay, then I'm going to open it up and try to get it off there for a stick. Oh, Stephanie, come on. There we go. Got it. You see how quick that'll stick on there? So, that is your screen print. When you get ready to do it, and I'm going to do this when I go ahead and get my jar to do it. So give me a second, and we're gonna go ahead and I have an alibi, and the alibi means I got another way of doing it. Now, with the wax paper, there's nothing wrong with it, flipping it over and whatever. But then I thought, girl, you got all these dang silicone pads that don't stick to nothing. Try it like that. So I have tried a couple of them, and it absolutely worked. And I'm finna show you how I did it. Let me get this glue off. This glue from the last one I just did. So you can either do the wax paper way, or you can do this way if you got your iron. I don't have an easy press. I have to invest in something. If it's a small one, sort of say like this one, I can do the wax paper way, but you know, I have this big one. So I was trying to figure out a way to do it without having to cut it apart. And this is what I did. So I just took this glue on here. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have stuck that way. That's stuck to the table. But anyway, I took just my stencil, put the mesh on top of it, and I put make sure it's flat, everything smooth out. Use the silicone the silicone mat on top of it. Nothing sticks to silicone. And then I just took the paper and I just ironed on the paper. That way I can iron on it a long time if it's big. Of course, again, this is small when I could have just did one. Now, even though it's on there, you see it's on there, it's not gonna stick. You're just gonna pull it up. And bam, there you go, it's stuck on there. I'm gonna trim it up, but for your mat, that's where the glue is at. That sucker's still hot. You probably wanna wait till it cool, but the glue just rubs off, okay? It rubs off and then I'm ready for the next one. Put it in there. Go ahead and throw that silicone mat on top of there. Now take this paper and then just get the iron. We're back and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put chalk couture on this bucket right here that I got from my living room. This is my pattern, my stencil. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take the backing off. Make sure you keep these backings because again, these are reusable. You can use these stencils over and over until they tear up. So you're going to take it off. Look at that. Just like the ones you bought, probably cost about 50 cents to make. So we're going to go on there. I'm going to go ahead and put it where I want it. We're just going to stick it right there. Okay, then we're going to burnish it down. Let me go get my scraper. So I use the scraper that I got felt on there because I don't want to tear up my stencil. You're gonna make sure you burnish it down really good. And let's see how this works. Okay, I got my paste here. Just gonna do two little colors on this. Okay, so you just take a tad big. I mixed these up. They might be a little thick. They probably need a little water. You don't need a lot. I think I'm gonna make this one orange. You put a couple of dots on there. Yeah, probably don't need that much. Then I'll take, look at that, I'm making a mess. You want to get it all through the screen. You can definitely, this is just like you do glitter. You can scoop it up and put it back in that thing and reuse it. Get in there, make sure you got it everywhere. I think I'm missing a little corner right there. Go ahead and get the excess off. Now, see, that looks like a little bit, but that's actually a lot. I'm not going to put it back in there. But that's actually a lot that could go back in there and be used again, just like glitter. Okay, let's see what we got. Just pull it off. You're gonna just pull it up. Sorry about that. You can go back and clean up. I stuck my hand in the dang on thing and had to do it over. You go back and clean around there. Just get you a little Q-tip. Go back around there. When you finish this, if it gets really dirty, you could just rinse it off and clean it. Stick it back on here. When it dry, it's just like your cutting mat for your machine. When it dry, the sticky will still be there. Don't get paper on it like me. Okay? So there you go. Over and over again. I definitely like that I use that silicone pad, especially because my stencil was so large. Y'all, I'm sweating up a storm. My stencil was so large that my iron, I was scared I wasn't going to get it on there and that it was going to stick to the wax paper by the time I get over there. So remember, when you go back, remember when you go the second time to press, when you are pressing the netting on there, the mesh, remember 1 to 3 seconds at the most with that wax paper, or else it'll stick to the wax paper. Now, if it sticks to the wax paper, do not throw it away. Okay, it's messed up, but it's not messed up. It's messed up, but it's usable. So if it happens to stick to the wax paper, just let it cool it off. Get you a rag, a wet rag, dab it on there, and just rub the paper off. Okay, that's the only thing you have to do. So we got us some chalk couture. You can do it whatever color you want. You know, the color that you buy when you buy them from like Amazon and the stores, it's always this color. Now you can make whatever colors you want. So that ends this video for today. I will be seeing you soon. So this is my second one today. I will be seeing you soon. I thank you for watching the video. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit the subscribe button to subscribe to my channel. If you enjoyed this video, even with my little mess ups, because this is my second time, go ahead and hit the thumbs up and hit that bell so you'll be notified when I upload new videos. I hope you have a great day. Hope to be seeing you soon. Bye, y'all.